Hello everyone, welcome back with another video from the Cowboys Club. Today we've got a huge, and I mean absolutely massive story to talk about. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, has just made a decision that is going to send shockwaves through the NFL, and honestly, it's a move that nobody saw coming. He's fired Mike McCarthy. Yes, you heard that right. The head coach who has been with the Cowboys since 2020 is out, and the timing couldn't be more surprising. This is the kind of move that doesn't happen every day, especially not in the middle of the season. But Jerry Jones, known for his bold decisions, has pulled the trigger, and now we're left wondering what the future holds for this storied franchise. And I know a lot of you are asking yourselves, what does this mean for the Cowboys? What's going to happen now? Well, stick around because I'm going to break it all down for you right here. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking news like this again. Let's take a step back and really think about this. Mike McCarthy was brought in with a lot of expectations back in 2020. After the Cowboys parted ways with Jason Garrett, it was time for a change. McCarthy, with his Super Bowl pedigree from his time with the Green Bay Packers, was seen as the guy who could finally bring the Cowboys back to their glory days. And honestly, things looked promising early on. In his first season, the team struggled with injuries, but even then, there was hope that McCarthy could get things right. He had Dak Prescott at quarterback, Zeke Elliott in the backfield, a strong offensive line, and a defense that was starting to show some promise under defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. But even with all that talent, McCarthy never seemed able to put everything together in the way that people expected. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, is a man with one thing on his mind: winning a Super Bowl. And if you've been following the Cowboys for as long as I have, you know that they haven't won one since the 90s. That's a long time for a team as storied and high-profile as Dallas. Jones has always been known for his willingness to take risks. But the pressure is really mounting. Every year the Cowboys go without a Super Bowl, it feels like a little more of the franchise's legacy is slipping away. And it's not just about winning the NFC East, it's about being able to compete at the highest level. For Jones, this has to be frustrating. He's poured money into this team, signed some of the best players in the league, and built a roster that should be contending for titles. But when the team continually falls short, the questions start to mount. That's exactly where we are now. McCarthy's time with the Cowboys is over, and it's clear that Jerry Jones was willing to make this bold move in the hope of bringing in someone who can lead the team to a championship. Now let's take a look at McCarthy's time in Dallas. In his 3 seasons as the head coach, McCarthy managed to lead the Cowboys to the playoffs twice, but that's where the success ended. Year after year, they made it to the postseason, only to falter when it counted most. Whether it was the offense not firing on all cylinders, questionable game management decisions, or a defense that couldn't hold up in big moments, McCarthy couldn't find the formula to push the Cowboys past the divisional round. And in the NFL, when your team has a quarterback like Dak Prescott and players like Zeke and Amari Cooper, you need to be getting more than just playoff appearances. Jerry Jones isn't here for just good enough. He wants a Super Bowl. That's the standard, and when your head coach isn't able to get you there, changes are made. Here's the thing, when Jerry Jones makes a decision like this, it's not just about one person. This is a decision that impacts the entire organization. And let's not forget, Jerry Jones doesn't just own the Cowboys, he's also the general manager. This means that he has his hands on the pulse of everything going on in the organization. He's not sitting back and letting someone else make the calls, so when the Cowboys fail, it's his name that's on the line too. McCarthy's firing is an admission that things need to change, and fast. But with the coaching staff being dismantled, the big question becomes, who's next? Who does Jerry Jones see as the guy to lead the Cowboys into the future? As we're all asking ourselves that question, the rumors are already flying. Who could be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Could it be a big-name coach like Sean Payton, the former New Orleans Saints head coach, who has been linked to Dallas for years now? Payton, who has a Super Bowl win under his belt, has always been seen as a guy who could step into a high-pressure situation and succeed. There's no doubt that the Cowboys' offense could benefit from his expertise, but we know that he's under contract with the Saints, so there might be some hurdles to get him into the Cowboys' fold. But Jerry Jones is not afraid to make a splash, and if anyone could convince Payton to come to Dallas, it's Jones. But there's another option, and that's Dan Quinn, the Cowboys' defensive coordinator. Quinn has completely transformed the defense in just a short period of time, and this unit is now one of the best in the league. We all know that defense wins championships, and with Quinn at the helm of the defense, the Cowboys have looked like a Super Bowl caliber team on that side of the ball. So could Jerry Jones elevate Quinn to head coach? It's certainly a possibility. Quinn's been in the NFL for years, and while he hasn't been a head coach since his time with the Atlanta Falcons, he might be just the guy to take over in Dallas. He's got experience, he's proven he can lead a team, and he's brought energy and passion to the Cowboys' defense. Then there's the younger, up-and-coming candidate, Kellen Moore, the Cowboys' offensive coordinator. Moore, at just 35 years old, has a ton of potential. He's been calling plays for the Cowboys for a few seasons now, and the offense has looked potent, especially with Prescott at the helm. Moore is young, fresh, and has a great mind for the game. Could Jerry Jones hand him the keys to the kingdom? It might be a risky move, but there's no denying Moore's potential. After all, Jones has always liked to make bold decisions. And while all of this is happening, you can't forget about Dak Prescott. The Cowboys quarterback is under a microscope right now, and with McCarthy gone, all eyes will be on him. Is Prescott the guy who can finally lead this team to a Super Bowl? Or is he another great quarterback who just falls short in big moments? The Cowboys have a lot of talent, but will they have the leadership they need moving forward? Jerry Jones is going to be looking at all these questions as he navigates the future of the franchise. Finally, let's talk about the broader impact on the NFC East. With the firing of McCarthy, the Cowboys are essentially sending a message to the rest of the division: we're making a change to take the next step. The Eagles have looked like a Super Bowl contender, the Giants are improving, and the Commanders are always lurking as potential spoilers. The NFC East is getting tougher, and the Cowboys can't afford to stand still. This firing is Jerry Jones' way of saying that he's not satisfied with just being competitive anymore. The Cowboys need to be great, and that's exactly what he's going after with this move. So, to wrap it all up, this is a huge moment for the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has made a bold decision to fire Mike McCarthy, and now the future of the franchise is in flux. Who will be the next head coach? Can the Cowboys finally make a Super Bowl run? And most importantly, is this the beginning of a new era for the Dallas Cowboys, or just another chapter in a long story of disappointment? There's so much at stake here, and I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of this decision? Who do you think the Cowboys should hire next? Let's talk about it. And as always, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates as we continue to cover all the big stories in the NFL. This is just the beginning, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.